Hello, everyone. This is your girl, Miss Terry Flower, and you are now tuned in to the Terry Flower Show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in with me today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Please remember everything discussed on this page is alleged. All photos and all of that stuff that's going to be used is for fair use purposes only, okay? But anyway, how is everybody out there doing? I hope everybody is doing good, and y'all get on in here so we can talk about these folks' business. Hello, everyone. This is your girl, Miss Terry Flower, and you are now tuned in to the Terry Flower Show. We are here today to review Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 6, Episode 27, so they say. So we're going to go ahead and get up into it. In the first scene, we meet up with Kimmy, Maurice, and Micah. Kimmy is putting the pressure on Maurice and Micah to go ahead and get this building finished. She has already completed her half of the bargain by making sure they have people to put in these different rooms, but the project is not done. So she's putting that pressure on Micah and Maurice. Her and Maurice sit down and have a little conversation. She was expressing to Maurice, you know, when I married you, I thought I was marrying a man that was really handy. I was expecting would nothing be broken in my house because you would be able to fix it. But when we first got together, you seem like you love fixing stuff. Now you seem like you don't want to do it. And Maurice was like, well, I'm a lawyer, you know. Kimmy like, don't nobody want to keep hearing that you a lawyer every 5 minutes. You elected to have a family. You elected to have these investment properties. And hey, this stuff got to get fixed. You know what I'm saying, child? Hilarious. I said, girl, got him. He got your ass, okay? Anyway, they started talking about when Kimmy and Tisha went to go get that Cootie Cat steam, and she brought up the fact that Tisha took a doggone pregnancy test. Maurice looking crazy. His eyebrows went up like, honey, I'm finna report this news immediately. Kimmy was saying how she was like, Tisha, you know, Marceau got a vasectomy, right? Like, I don't think he would like hearing that you took no pregnancy test. So Maurice is just blow. But she was telling Maurice that, you know, Tisha just had so many hats on her head. She just being stressed and all of this stuff like that. And Maurice said, you know what I think? You know what I think Tisha need? I think Tisha need to go to Africa alone. All right. And come back, you know, released and relaxed, but not pregnant. All right. Child, a fool. We're going to go ahead and move on. In the next scene, we meet up with Stormy. She's going to meet Letitia, a.k.a. Mr. Lulu. And she's coming up there to meet Tisha because she says she want to help fix the relationship between Tisha and Kiki. Because in her own personal life, she got her family drama. So she don't want to see nobody else's family going through. Girl, well, focus on your family. All right? Stay up out of this mess. Stay up out of this mess. All right? And what's going on with you and Mel? Whatever. We're going to go ahead and move on. So Stormy comes in the building. Tisha already in there. Hey, girl, how you doing? How you been? I say they so damn phony, but whatever, child. So Stormy asks Mr. Lulu, she said, hey, you know, how have you been doing? And Tisha was like, actually, I've been doing pretty good. You know, I just came back from vacation or whatever like that. And Stormy said, well, you know, how you been doing, you know, after everything that happened, you know, have you guys talked? Tisha was like, who? She was like, you and Kiki. Tisha said, girl, no. Okay. Stormy told me, you know, I'm an advocate of when things fall apart, put them back together. And I was, girl, get the hell on up out of here, honey. Her cousin threw a drink in her face. Baby, what we talk about? Whatever. We're going to go ahead and move on. Tisha says that whole backyard boogie situation was a nail in the coffin. She just backed away. And Tisha brought up, she was like, well, you remember, Stormy, when you start crying and got emotional about your friend, you know, when a person is dealing with stuff like that, at some point you have to back away. And Stormy was like, no, it's different. You know, with Kiki, she's not currently using. And Tisha was like, yes, she is. Okay, now I can't say I done seen her put a pill in her mouth, but the behavior that she's showing is the same behavior that she had when she was actively using and we knew about it. Okay. And doggone Stormy gets in the confession and was like, drug use is not something that, girl, mind your goddamn business. That's where I'm at with it. Girl, leave the damn situation alone by Kiki and Tisha. Please, I'm sick of hearing about it, child. So Tisha brings up the fact that, Stormy has a relationship with Kiki and she has a relationship with Tisha. You could tell Tisha was about to go down that road of, you got a relationship with me, you got a relationship with her, let's just keep the relationships separate. But before she can even get there, Stormy went ahead and moonwalked up out the situation. She was like, you know what, girl, how was your trip? You know, normally I would keep pushing forward like, oh, you guys need to come together. But instead, you know, we ain't even gonna worry about that because I can see it's done. It's done. Okay. So how was your trip, honey? How did that go? So Tisha tells Stormy that her and a group of her college friends, they went to Las Vegas for one of her friend's 40th birthday party, had a good time. She ate good. She even gained a little weight. So Stormy was like, did Marceau go to Vegas with you? And she was like, no. Instead, he went to Colombia with his work partner. His work partner is getting married or whatever on our anniversary weekend. Girl, what? But anyway, we're gonna keep moving. Child. And doggone Stormy say, what made them go to Colombia? That's like a brothel. You know, I say, oh shit. Real quick, I'm gonna step in and clear something up. Now, normally I'm never on Tisha's side, but I'm gonna go ahead and keep it a bean. There are a lot of places that are brothels. What are we talking about? I don't know if any of y'all ever been to Vegas, but if you go to Vegas, people literally pass out their whole cards like hotcakes. Okay, so there's a lot of places that you can go where they got brothels and all of that mess. Child, if a nigga gonna cheat, he gonna cheat. Whatever, honey. Tisha gets in her confessional. Tisha was like, me and Marceau are two adults that know how to behave themselves. Tisha say her and Marceau was out having fun. Maybe Stormy need to get out the warehouse and have her a little fun herself. Okay. So Tisha asked Stormy, how is Courtney doing? And Stormy was like, Courtney doing good or whatever like that, you know, and they went into talking about the situation, you know, how Courtney was mad. And Stormy was like, you know, Marceau like to play, and Courtney not one of them dudes. You know, a lot of men, they be serious. They don't like to play about stuff like that. And I'm sorry, y'all, I'm still confused of what the hell Courtney was mad about, because it was your wife running around calling people bitches. I mean, what the hell is you mad about, sir? But whatever, we're gonna go ahead and move on. Stormy asks Tisha, how is the little hair care line situation going? Tisha like, oh, it's doing good. So Stormy brings up the fact that the whole website situation is coming back around. Tisha blames her team, said her assistant said she read through everything, but she did not. She said she reached out to the website designer dude. He was like, oh, my bad. And then he fixed it. And then Stormy was like, so are you going to apologize to me? And Tisha's like, girl, what? Apologize? Girl, yes, apologize, girl. Take accountability. Like how you told Marceau you're going to do. Take accountability. Take accountability. Say, I'm sorry, my bad. That was a mess up on my part. Yeah, it may have been your team, but you are the business owner. So all that responsibility lands on you, ma'am. Whatever. Child, then we go off into delusional land. Tisha says that she is not going to apologize. We ain't going to do that. You know, that's what she said in her confessional. And Stormy was like, you know, that wasn't a good look. You know what I'm saying? I got people reaching out to me, throwing my brand under the bus, thinking that we're in cahoots. You know, Tisha, it really wasn't a good look. You know, it kind of overshadowed the girl. Tisha was like, oh, no. We got a lot of sales off of it. So, you know, it still did good. I say, boy, Tisha is a mother-sucking trip. You hear me? Stormy says, oh, this is really changing my perception of how I view Tisha. Oh, okay, so you viewing her how Mel told you she was, but you ain't want to believe it. Whatever, we're going to go and move on. So they end that scene with Tisha finally apologizing. I just didn't know. Girl, if I had $1 for every time I done heard your ass say I don't know something. Whatever. Child, anywho. So Stormy just like, you know what? Hopefully this double date really help us, but I got my eyes on you. Talking about Tisha, I got my eyes on you. That's what she tell us in the confessional. Whatever, child. Moving on. In the next scene, we meet up with Chris Fletcher with his good-looking self. And he's going up there to meet up with Miss Nell. He wants to tell her about the conversation that he had with their son, you know, about how their son has been feeling. And he's just like, I really hope that she can understand where I'm coming from and feel the same way that I was feeling when he was telling me about what he's been going through. So he lets her know. He gets out the truck, walk up there, whatever. He's like, hey, babe, how you doing? Just want to drop off a few things to you or whatever, and let you know that I had an opportunity to speak to Chris Jr., and he was just like, you know, he was just explaining to me, you know, when he comes around the family, he feels like everybody taking jabs at him. And she was like, did you get a chance to ask him about why he ain't called me? Like, I called him, he don't even answer the phone, you know what I'm saying? And then she calls her son an asshole. I said, girl, this ain't gonna go well with what this man about to tell you. See, this is why you gotta be quiet sometimes. All right. So Chris is explaining to Miss Nell that, you know, Chris Jr. was telling him about how he feels like when he comes around the family, everybody be taking jabs at him and stuff like that. And he was explaining to Chris Jr., your family and your parents are here to help you. You know, that's what we're here for. And Nell say, now, Chris Jr. need to get up off his ass. He loved holding stuff over people's head. He wouldn't like it if I held all the stuff that we did for him over his head. Chris tells Nell that he agrees with everything that she's saying about Chris Jr. making more adult decisions and stuff. She gets in the confessional and she just letting us know, you know, Chris gets criticized by me, his siblings and stuff like that, simply because, you know, how he handles everybody and how he handles his business. She was just saying she really feels like he's upset with how his life has turned out. Oh, child, this is a damn mess. Because I get where Nell coming from. Because Nell is like, damn, that get me my money. But I feel like she need to be quiet a little bit and let Chris express what he trying to say. Because yes, indeed, you can feel all of this about your son. And you may be absolutely right with everything that you're saying. But what you don't want your child to be is depressed. Because I don't know if you noticed, it's a lot of people been taking themselves out of here. So you want to make sure your child isn't depressed and really see what's going on with him. Okay. So Chris Sr. is expressing to Nell, like, maybe I'm feeling, a little bit different because I'm the person that actually had the conversation with him, and even though he don't really like to listen to us or his siblings, I do feel like he needs to get some counseling. He was telling me how he don't sleep much. He was telling me how 3 o'clock in the morning, he'll just get up and take drives. And Nell was like, where he going at 2, 3 in the morning? What's open? See, that's how you get yourself in some trouble. Nell, baby, relax. This man trying to tell you what is going on with your son's mental state, girl. Calm the hell down, baby. Real quick, I just want to say, in this conversation, I see why the kids come to Chris and don't come to Nell. I see it right here. I see it right here. I see exactly why they don't be coming to you, Miss Nell. Okay? So Chris and Nell come to the agreement that their son is lost. Nell said that after Chris had got all them football scholarships and he ended up not going, that didn't go anywhere. And then he ended up getting in trouble with the law. Like, she just really feel like he's unhappy with where his life is now. And she was just like, she wants him to know that he can start coming around and she won't bring up money anymore, especially if he agrees to go to counseling or whatever. She was like, she's not gonna bring up the money issue no more. Okay, good. Thank you, girl. Oh, Lord. But real quick, I'm gonna say this though. I don't know this for sure because we don't know these people. But from what I'm seeing, especially with Chris Jr. being the youngest, y'all probably babied him a lot. And when it came time for him to be an adult, y'all didn't want to switch it up and try to teach him accountability. Accountability starts in the home. You don't start teaching your child accountability once they grown and they off on their own. No. They start learning that while they're still in the house with you. That way, when they grown and they go off into the world, they already know about accountability because you've been holding their ass accountable the whole time they've been living with you. At least that's how I do it, y'all. Whatever, we're going to go ahead and move on. Anyway, honey, they end that conversation with Nell agreeing to be supportive to her husband as well as her son. You could just tell Miss Nell she just over it with her son. She kept calling the boy an asshole. It ain't all about grit. She just over it, but she is willing to, be supportive to her husband and to Chris with the whole counseling situation. He said he gonna reach out and see how the boy feel about it. Fine. In the next scene, we meet up with Kimmy. She's there to, she's at the spa. She's there to meet Miss Delulu, aka Tisha, and also Miss Melody Rogers. Okay, so she said, we agreed that we were going to squash everything. So I hope this time we're able to get everything together. Doggone Tisha say that she hopes this time with this little event, she's able to stay the full time. Boom. So now it's just her, Tisha, and Kimmy there. Kimmy asked Tisha or whatever like that, have you been using a little oil that we use or whatever like that? And Tisha said, yeah. She said, I think it really worked because me and mine's been having a really good time. How about you? And Kimmy said, nah, it still ain't working. Kimmy, girl, I'm just starting to feel like you really don't like Maurice like that as a person. Okay. I could be absolutely wrong because like I always say, we don't know these people. But anywho, Kimmy goes into asking Tisha, well, did you tell Marceau that you took a pregnancy test? Tisha started like, girl, no, she ain't told him she took that test. But she better tell him because you done already told talking ass Maurice. Okay. Kimmy says she don't know why Tisha waiting to tell Marceau, you know what I mean? Why not go home that night and girl, mind your damn business. So while Tisha them in there talking or whatever, Mel pulls up, Mel comes in, Mel lets us know in her confessional, I really don't need my feet dead because I always keep my feet dead. Okay. But I'm just going to come and I'm going to show up and be supportive because we're supposed to be getting along, being cordial. So I'm going to do my part. All right now. Child, so I'm going to just keep it real. Kimmy immediately started throwing shade at Mel, telling me something, the internet is basically like your diary, and I already seen on there, that you had your name change party, and was that like an internet thing? Like everybody was invited? And Mel was like, no, it was not. And Kimmy was like, well, I seen it. And then I was like, well, dang, my phone ain't clicked. She didn't invite me. Absolutely not. She did not invite you, ma'am. Okay, I don't know why Kimmy playing. Kimmy, you my girl. But let's be for real. We know you and Mel ain't friends like that. Girl, I remember the reunion when Mel was saying that, oh, me and Kimmy do talk and all of that, this, that, and the third, and you was defending your man when he was saying y'all weren't really that close. You remember that? I do. Whatever. We're going to go ahead and keep moving. All right, now. Tisha say, I really wasn't surprised that Mel didn't invite me, but I guess Kimmy was more so hurt because Mel did throw her a party, like a party about her getting past her cancer and all that stuff like that. So, she probably thought they were close. So what, girl, shut up. Shut the hell up. So Mel let them know that the event was just really for her family members and her really close friends like that. And that was it. And Kimmy was like, well, you put it on the internet. And Mel was like, no, I didn't want it to be a whole thing, like, at my ex or whatever, because if I invite you, I gotta invite Maurice. If I invite Tisha, I gotta invite Marceau. And I don't want it to be a whole little thing like, oh, we went to Mel name change party, you know, because everything be all this, that, and the third until it hit the fan in this group or whatever like that. And Kimmy gets in her confessional saying, I guess I didn't make the cut. I guess you didn't either. Did you forget at the backyard boogie, you almost ran Mel over in your damn Jeep? You forgot? Shout out to that girl in my comments. God dang it. Let me get her name so I can shout out. All right. So I found her name. Logical Speaks 5666. Shout out to you, girl. You said that, girl. I forgot all about Kimmy about to run Mel ass over at the backyard boogie chopper. Whatever. We're going to go ahead and move on. Oh, and real quick, I don't know if Logical Speaks is a male or a female. So I'm sorry, baby, if you is a male and I'm calling you I apologize right now. All right, now we're going to move on for real. All right. Okay, child. So back to the scene. Kimmy asking Mel, so did the party, did it give you like some closure? Did it get you what you needed? And Mel was like, no, well, of course it did, but it's more so not like closure, more like moving forward, because I was married into that name. Now my children will always be, but I was married into that name. So it's just like a separation, like cutting those ties with me and him, So Kimmy asked Mel, did you ever like think about, cause when I got married, I just moved my last name to my middle name, cause I didn't want to fall into that stereotype of, she said the cycle of, what'd she say? Oh, I'm going to assume your kids don't have your mother's last name because as African Americans, we fall into that stereotype. And I think that is tragic. Girl, Kimmy, God damn it, girl. You know you my girl, but Kimmy, shut the hell up. Shut the hell up, please. Child, so Mel responds to Kimmy and says, so you mean like, being baby mamas and not being married, and that's why everybody ain't got the same last name? Is that what you're talking about? And Kimmy talks, Mel leaned over real quick. Well, you and Jalen technically don't have the same last name either. Mel says, it is what it is. It don't bother me. My kids know what it is and what it was. All right. And then Mel gets in her confessional and she lets us know, my whole thing about not inviting Tisha and Kimmy is that line in the sand of, are you with me or against me or you're in my way? She was just saying that, that hasn't been really made clear. You know what I mean? Because we beefing, then we cool. We beefing and we cool. And she really just wanted people that have supported her in this journey in life, and I completely understand that. I said that when I seen her little name change party. I remember I was telling y'all, I ain't recognize none of them damn people. I said, oh, this must be her real family and friends. She trying to have a funky good time. And I respect that. I ain't mad at that. Ain't nobody bringing y'all miss ass to my party. I'm trying to celebrate. Okay. Well, then Mel brings Tisha into the conversation. Girl, Tisha been sitting over there on mute for so long, she was fading into the background. Mel say, well, Tisha, I ain't seen you since we did a little workout thing. And, you got up and left before I even had an opportunity to talk to you. Tisha just explains to Mel that she was just over the whole situation or whatever. And Mel brings up the whole thing about when they had the little town hall meeting. And Mel was saying how whenever she was voicing herself, Tisha kind of like shut it down. But when everybody else was giving their opinion, Tisha was really quiet. Tisha was just like, we put a lot of work into it and I was just over the whole thing. So I want to apologize to you if my attitude was a little nasty towards you. I was just a little off with everybody or whatever. Perfectly fine, child. Perfectly fine. They decided they gonna go ahead and move forward. Everything gonna be all right. Mel tell us some mess about how her and Tisha can't unblock each other because they done blocked so many people they would have to scroll down the list and find. Mel say they fine in real life, so them being blocked on social media really don't matter. It don't. I don't give a damn. We moving on. In the next scene, we meet up with Stormy and Courtney. They're at some type of pool hall. They're there to do the double date with Marceau and Tisha. They said it was a little early or whatever like that, and they just in there talking, and Stormy telling him about how she talked to Tisha or whatever like that, and she was telling Tisha about the whole internet situation with the website or whatever. Tisha put the blame on the graphic designer. She ain't take no accountability. Whatever like that. And then we see Tisha and Marceau come in, and they post in the little bottom part that they were an hour and 25 minutes late. I say, come again and say, what? Oh, hell no. One thing about it, Stormy and Courtney better than me, baby. Hour 25 minutes, girl, please. I've been left, okay. I've been left. They showing up calling me, talking, where y'all at? Girl, I'm at my house. Girl, I ain't playing with you. What the fuck? And real quick, before we get into the scene with all of them meeting up or whatever, child, when I tell you Stormy was in her little confessional, a little upset, okay? Stormy was like, because I was sitting back thinking about it, and I say, you know what, this bitch was playing with me the other day, and bitch, I let you live. I'm so tired of dealing with these fake ass people, and she going off and stuff, but all I can remember in my head is when you and Mel was cool, Mel was telling you how these people was, but you thought Mel was lying. You thought that girl was lying. Now you see what's really going on. Okay, whatever. We're going to go and move on. So Stormy just letting us know, honey, that she pissed off that they done came an hour and a half late. And she said that to them. She like, y'all done came over an hour later, whatever like that. And Tisha said, man, Tisha like, or whatever. And Stormy like, see, these bitches really think they somebody and you're not. Okay, I'm like, try. I just be laughing though because Stormy be so amped up when she got Courtney with her. Because she always got her little slick comments here and there, her little moments, whatever. But baby, she be on a whole nother level when she knows she got her partner in crime with her, honey. Girl, this is a mess. So Marceau say he can sense a lot of tension in the room. He was like, the last time everybody was together at the backyard boogie, Kiki was mad at Tisha. Maurice let me know that Courtney was mad at me. Courtney like, no, I ain't mad at you. I ain't got no issue with you. Only thing I didn't like is when we was at the little town hall meeting and you gonna call me Mr. Steele. I feel like that was something that kids do. You know what I mean? What? Go ahead, Marceau. Marceau said, well, actually, that's like selective outrage because you was mad at that, but you ain't had no problem with your wife calling me a bitch like 10 times. You better speak on it, all right? Stormy jumps in the conversation. Stormy like, but you agree with me. You called yourself the biggest bitch or whatever like that. And Marceau was just like, I was just getting my lick back. She was like, well, why you ain't get your lick back with me? He like, I'm not finna get my lick back with you. You know what I'm saying? Child, this is foolishness. Tisha was like, I thought we resolved all of this. I thought this was done. And Marceau was like, yeah, we did. We resolved it. Or whatever like that. Child. Girl, Stormy getting confessional say, I still stand on why I call him a bitch because he was doing some bitch-like shit. And I'm like, goodness gracious. She was like, but I respect you, your boundary, and I respect your wife, so I won't do it again going forward. Girl, Stormy, point blank, period. You was wrong for calling that man a bitch. We just gonna call it what it is. Even though you may feel it in your heart. You were still wrong, okay, baby? This girl, Stormy, say, technically, with you feeling like you want to get your lick back at me instead of addressing me, you put it on Courtney. I feel like that's some shit that a bitch would do. Oh my God, we back at this again. Could you stop? Lord. This is one of those moments where I like Marceau, and these are very rare and far in between. Child, so after she called him a bitch once again, you know what I'm saying? And he was just like, it's just crazy after our conversation, you still choose to use that word to me. She was like, I'm not calling you that, at least not right now. He was like, okay, that's fine. Going forward, now I know just to ignore what you say. Okay. My thing is this, Stormy, what did you want the man to do? You wanted him to call you one back? You want him to call you a bitch back? Like, would you have preferred that? Like, girl, she get on my damn nerves with this. So Stormy responds back to Marceau saying that he's just going to ignore whatever she got to say. She was like, you ain't got to ignore me. That's disrespectful. You ain't got to ignore me. That's why she got a drink through in her face and pointed over at Tisha. I said, girl, get the... Girl, this is a fool. Tisha says, so why I got a drink through in my face? And Stormy was like, because y'all was ignoring the hell out of Kiki. And Tisha was like, that's not a reason to throw a drink in anybody's face. That's very immature. She was like, well, Stormy was like, well, I'm saying that's why you got a drink through in your face. I said, Tisha, baby, I just wish you would snap out of this little calm mode that you be trying to be in and go ahead and cut Stormy the hell out, because she done gave you ample enough opportunity and reasons to go ahead and cuss out, baby. Lord knows I would have. The moment she called my husband a bitch, she would have been called so many cuss words, baby, it would have been ridiculous. I would have cussed her out right where she stood. You hear what I'm saying to you? Now she trying to throw in your face the whole situation that happened with you and your cousin Kiki. Girl, if you don't go, girl, you be having all this goddamn energy for Mel, but you ain't got none for Storm. You scared, girl? God damn. Now your husband being bold, he ain't scared of Courtney, but you over here like you, girl. Lord. Anyway, so Marceau was just saying that, him and Stormy had a conversation, and Stormy was telling him that the B word is a part of her culture, and he was just saying he ain't got time to be learning about this new culture that she talking about or whatever. So Stormy gets irritated. She walks off. She was like, I got some really important stuff to handle right now. Like, she finna get on the call. Courtney like, you ain't gonna finish the game real quick? Like, what's going on? And she like, no, I really got some other stuff to do. So she walks off. Courtney started laughing or whatever like that, because he like, here she go with the shit. And not the scene, but the episode end right there, honey. Child, Stormy, I understand why you was upset because their ass was late. But baby, your attitude was horrible. Horrible. So the fact that you done got irritated because Marceau ain't... okay, fuck it. I'ma just say it. I feel like Stormy was all crunk and all of this, that, and the third because she thought Marceau was going to be scared because Courtney was there. She thought that man was going to speak his feelings and he wasn't going to say how the fuck he felt about the situation. But he didn't give a damn that your husband was there or not, baby. He still told you how he felt. And I feel like that kind of pissed you off because maybe you wanted Courtney to say more than... But Courtney couldn't defend you in this. He couldn't defend you in this because if Tisha had called Courtney a bitch, it would be a whole nother situation. So he really can't defend you in this, baby. Child, whatever, honey. Scene over. Goddamn episode over. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to the Terry Flower Show. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Please get in the comments and tell me how you feel about this foolishness. Whatever, honey. Hope everybody have a good day. Peace.